Hello my scrappy friends and welcome to another process video here on my channel. This one is for Kraft Plus Challenges and we were to be inspired by the images here. I had a lot of fun with this page. I didn't really have much of an idea of what I was going to do. You can see me tapping my fingers there. But I thought, what can I do here? I really like the way that the image has what looks like almost runs of colour down the page. So that's where I got my first sort of inspiration from that main image. It's mostly greens with a few pops of black, the white, there's a couple of pops of yellow as well, and a little bit of blue. So I'm using my Novu embellishment mousses. Mousses? Is that right? I don't know if that's right. Tell me, is that right? The green is aloe vera. Then I've got two blues there. Excuse me. One is Coastal Surf and one is Powder Blue. So one's more of a teal colour and one is the one that I'm using now is a really soft blue. It's so pretty. So I'm just using my palette knife and you can see I'm just kind of smearing the colour on. Having a lot of fun with this. Like I said, I just wanted to play. And that's exactly what I do. I felt that it was going a bit too blue, so I just went in with some more green. You can see I'm just turning my page and literally just running my palette knife over that. Like I said, there was some pops of yellow, so I'm using this Colour Paste by Colour Blast in Sunshine. This is one of my favourite colours. It's beautiful yellow. And I'm just doing the same thing. Now, the texture of this paste is different to the Nouveau embellishment mousse, but you can see it's very shiny as well, and I really like the pops of yellow that it brings. Of course, it's me. I wanted to add splatters, so I'm going to add splatters using those Nouveau mousses as well. I'm starting, I think I just do, I can't remember how many colours I do. That first one is Coastal Surf, and all I've done is smush some onto the packaging. Yes, this is the aloe vera, added some water. You could, with the Coastal Surf, I did use the palette knife to splatter, and it worked, but I do decide to switch over to a paintbrush in just a second. So this is the aloe vera colour I'm mixing up here. I don't currently have a pot of water on my desk, so I'm going to go grab one. And I'm just adding a bit more water to that because I can tell that it's not quite the right consistency for splatters. I'm just going to use my brush and splatter that all over the page. Predominantly I did want this to look more green than anything, which is not normally a colour I scrap with, but if you've been following me along, I have been using a fair bit of green lately. So you can see that I've got all of the splatters from the Nouveau mousse on there. I wanted to add some splatters of the yellow. Now I wanted to make sure that this page was completely dry. I didn't want my colours to mix together. And I'm using a Colour Shimmer Pop by Colour Blast in Sunshine, which is the same colour that I've used from the paste. Pop that aside to dry and then just quickly finish it off with a paper towel. Like I said, I just wanted to play. So there's a few pops of black in that main image that I'm taking inspiration from. And so I wanted to do some stamping as well. I've got this little row of circles. They're messy circles with like text on them. And it's from Viva Las Vegas Stamps. And so I'm going to use my mini archival ink in black soot and just do some random stamping. So I end up using two stamps. If you can hear my children, I don't know what they're doing. They're in one of the boys' bedrooms playing. Playing involves yelling, apparently. That's okay. So I'm going to do that, and then I've got this other stamp here from Carabelle, and I'm just using a little part of it. It's like an A6 size, I think. And you can see I'm just inking up a little bit of that and then randomly stamping that on the background. Did my stamping at this point because I knew I wanted to add some texture. You can see I've got a little stencil there. I got this stencil when I did the board with the 13 Arts girls. So this is a 13 Arts stencil and it is called Aria Song. It's just some text, but I really like it. I didn't really have anything like this. It's like a typeset font. So to start with, I thought I would use my art crayons, and you can see I'm checking to see how the colour's going through there. And it's gone through, but it's not really very obvious. So I line it up again, I don't make you watch that, and then I pull out the aloe vera Nouveau paste and just go straight over the top of that. I'm going to add that in that corner and then over the top of where that stamping is on the other side. Not sure that I'm convinced that I've got enough there, but I'm kind of like, I don't really want to line it up while it is still wet, so I pop that aside. And you can see it's all dry now. I love the texture of that. Running my hands over it. And I wanted to bring some black in. So this is one of the 13 art sprays I got when I did the class, and I thought, hey, I'll just use that because it's at hand. And it leaves, it kind of dries a bit chalky. I think it is one of the chalk ones, but I really like it as well. Started with the nozzle, and then I'm going to go in with a paintbrush. I haven't done anything really arty where I've just added things for a while, so this was a lot of fun. I've pulled out a bunch of pattern papers for layers, and you can see I'm just going to build a few layers behind my photo. I've also pulled out those alphas for my title. The white foam, I love them. If you have them in your stash, you probably know what I'm going to say. They're from Freckled Fawn. They are awesome, but they are super sticky. I ripped and tore a couple of them when I moved them. I do not recommend taking them off the backing sheet to put onto something else. They are super sticky. So I have no concern whatsoever about them coming off my page. But yeah, just be aware of that. If you've got them in your stash, try not to take them off the backing until you know where they're going. So I've got all my layers there. I'm going to distress all the edges of them, and you can see I've jumped through that, but all I did was I started with the top layer, I distressed that edge and those edges, and then flipped that over face down, and then built all my layers back up the other way so I could remember what order they were in. And I'm just gluing everything together here. Realised that I missed a couple of edges. It's not straight, re-stick it back down. And I go, no, too many layers. So I pull off, I think they're back to the stars and the diagonal stripe. I'm much happier with that. But something's not straight, or it's too straight, or I'm not really sure. For some reason I'm moving it. I'm going to tidy up my desk a bit, and I'm ready to continue on with my page. So looking at this, I'm like, I've covered up most of that texture. I'm going to add some more. So again, I do my best to line it up, and I'm pretty happy with how it works. Just going to add some more of that Nouveau embellishment mousse, and I am going to use my heat gun to dry it. This one is not the one that bubbles up. This is just the normal regular embellishment mousse. So it dries fine. The other one dries fine too. It just dries with a different texture. So I'm going to pop my photo up on some cardboard. I'm going to scribble down the date while I remember it. So this photo is my youngest. It was his first day at Auskick. And the grin on his face says it all. I did pick this photo because I liked the blue against the green, and I also like that he's got that yellow football in his hand, which gives that nice yellow contrast as well. Those Scripty Alphas are Pink Fresh Studio as well. I think they're from the Joyful Day collection. I love them. I did have to do a little bit of cutting to get them to sit right with the double TL with the word little because of the crossing over and stuff. Our little junior knight, because that's the team he plays for, junior knights. So I've pulled out all these bits and pieces. I've gone black, I've gone red, I've gone white, and I end up going with the white. I've got a little bowl of embellishments there that I've picked a few things out of. I've got this camera, I've had it in my stash. I don't even know where it came from. I love it. I've tried it on a few layouts. If you've been watching me for a little while, you've probably seen me try on a few layouts. It makes it to this page. I'm so excited. There is a random person in the background there, and that camera covers that random person up really well. I'm not sure on placement though, so I am just, for now, I'm going to just add my embellishments without sticking anything down. I have added a couple of layers of cardboard behind one side of that camera so that I can have it exactly where it's going to be if I'm going to put it on the page. I toyed with the idea of those black circles and was like, oh, it's too much black. Then I found these black chipboard stars from Simple Stories and these white acrylic stars from Ali Edwards. I'm like, yes, that's what I need. Felt like the bottom right needed something like the camera. The camera's got the black sketchy lines, and I kind of went, maybe I can stamp something. I found my label stamps, one of my favorites. And I'm just going to cut around that and tuck that into my layers. Now this, I think this is part of the video, it's not all in focus and I do apologise. I had to fly out the door after I stamped that to go and get my kids from school, and when I started recording again I obviously didn't check to make sure it was in focus properly. I think it clears up in a sec. Wanted to add a bit more yellow, but I didn't want to add anything yellow, so I pulled my yellow thread from my stash and I'm going to bunch that up. So you can see I've got the two main clusters. There's the embellishment cluster over the title, so all of that kind of works in together as one really big embellishment cluster, and then I'm going to have one on the bottom right hand side as well, so where that label's going and a couple of stars. Wanted some more thread up the top here, so I just pulled some more off. I'm not going to make you watch me stick all that down, but it's exactly what I'm doing now, using mostly wet glue. I don't have the layout in front of me, I don't think. Oh, hang on. So I do write something on that label. Oh, it's here. Your first game, 6th of May 2018. I've also added my journaling under my title there. You can see that it says, I think the smile on your face says it all. You were so happy that it was finally your turn to put on the KJKFC uniform and get on the field for Auskick 2018. So I'm just adding some more thread, sorry for that noise, adding some more thread behind my label and just using my wet glue to stick everything down. Now I can hear my children, they're coming this way. I just heard I killed you, I don't know what game they're playing. Why do boys always have to, like, you know, kill each other and pretend that they're, I don't know, enemies, and I don't know, it cracks me up. Okay, so back to my page. I'm just sticking all of my last few bits down using my Scotch Tacky Glue. I don't know if I love this bottle, I'll be honest. Some white mist sprinkles. This is the Dilutions white linen spray. It is my favourite white. They're just outside my craft room door. Rat bags. Can hear them giggling, so it's not all bad. A close-up of that, you can see all that beautiful shine from those pastes that I've used. I will make sure I leave links to the Kraft Plus Challenges blog, to the Facebook page. You'll find lots and lots of inspiration over there. The girls always do an amazing job, and seriously, I'm still kind of excited, well, more than kind of excited that I'm part of this team. There are so many talented ladies here. Make sure you check all their pages out, and make sure you load up your take on the challenge before the end of the month over on the blog. Thank you as always for stopping by, and I will be back soon with another share. Bye.